Whoa. Whoa. It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. I'm lopsided. I'm lopsided. I'm not even, dude. I'm out of whack. I'm out of whack, dude. That feels weird. Maybe the screen's out of whack. I'm twisted. I'm twisted, dude. I'm super twisted. What's going on? Dude, Dragist. Schwing, dude. Shifting kill, dude. Good evening, Alexander Lono. Hinterlands. Yo, yo, yo. Hobo Pro. Carooster. Dan Z. Dan Z. What's going on out there? It's Sunday night on Spaceship Earth, man. And I don't know, dude. What is going? I'm a little late to the thing. I was watching my buddies, my friend Andrew's little surf movie that Chapter 11 made about him, which was nice. A lot of familiar faces in it, which was nice. It was like a little trip back to where I used to live, dude. The boys down at the beach, they're still sitting on the curb down at the beach. Boy, good day, Cactus. It's this shark vibe at a Silmar is real. It is, isn't it? Yeah, that's a real one, man. The landlord is not to be messed with, man. When they come collecting rent, man. Davin, Moss Landing. I never tripped on the Munchie Bunchies at Moss Landing, unless you went up outside and hung outside a little bit, dude. But I always figured at Moss Landing, if you stayed in the zone, you were pretty good, dude. I figured the Sharks don't want anything to do with the pitching sandbar wedger that is Moss Landing. But Davenport, yeah, dude. For sure, man. I've never been a Davenport guy, dude. And I've never thought that the wave was even worthwhile to do it, though I will surf it in a pinch. I think last time I was up there, I surfed Davenport. No, it was the time before. But yeah, Davenport's another one of those, like, just sharky, sketchy, weird vibe, especially if you're surfing the right into the cove there, dude. Yes. No thanks, man. But yeah, I don't, but I'll go surf all those reefs north of Scott Creek and stuff. No problem, dude. Car parts and Horseshoe and waterfalls and all that stuff. Those don't give me the spooks. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't get the spooks out there. I do if I go, every now and then that beach break at Scott Creek will start to happen, just like the one at 4 Mile. They'll get the left into I don't like that. The beach break in there will get me spooked. But the actual, like, reef setup, I ain't tripping on that. But yeah, the beach break left at there and at 4 Mile. No thanks, dude. I don't dig it, dude. Though I have scored both of them pretty decent. Where I've that's super spooky that most people don't even think twice about is whatchamacallit there. Wait, most people don't even think about it for some weird reason, dude. I've never understood it. Let me see. I got to zero in on the map, dude. Hold on. I'm having a mental breakdown here of not Davenport, not there either. Waddell Creek's is Waddell Creek, to me. I've actually seen some suspect wildlife. And I've been out at Waddell a couple times and it's been real good. And then it's gotten real empty. And I've been like, yeah, okay, whatever. But Waddell was always one of those places. I always figured that was the but alas, that isn't where it's likely to happen. I do remember, here's a story. I remember I was living in San Francisco with a surfer buddy of mine, and we were sitting there getting stoned, and we were all of a sudden the news broke, and there was literally a shark attack at one of the reefs just north of Scott Creek. I think it was car parts, and it could have been horseshoes. I forget now. They were like literally a Coast Guard helicopter lifting a dude out of the water on the thing, shark attack. And me and my buddy were like, well, that's the dude for the year. And we jammed down where the surf was pumping, dude. We jammed down there got up and got in my VW bus and drove down to there and paddled out like 2 hours after the incident. Cause that statistically, dude, it's like, that's it for the season, dude, for the year. Although I will tell you that the sketchiest vibe I ever had, I was surfing homos at the Willow Creek there in Big Sur. I was surfing homos, the reef, and I was surfing by myself, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, I was paddling for a wave, and right next to me, like, there's a boil kind of over here where it boils. And out of like right next to the boil, this giant sea lion, not a sea lion, an elephant seal, blew out of the water. Blah! And all I saw was it out of the corner of my eye. And I remember, dude, I paddled for this wave I was paddling for like I'd never paddled before. I never even made it to my feet. I just was like, I got tangled up in my board and caught up in the bull kelp. And I got out of the water like real quick. And there was two dudes that were sitting there watching, and they were like, dude, that was the hottest thing. It was an elephant seal, bro. I was like, I don't care, dude. That scared me, dude. I remember being so scared, and these dudes were laughing. They were like, that was comedy, man. Cause I just was like, blah. But yeah. No, you know where it always was super sharky is Surf Beach, dude. Surf Beach is where you're liable to get chowed for sure, man. And if you've ever checked out Surf Beach, you'll know. But I've gone and surfed up there on where's the river let out up there, up the next one? I gotta zoom in on my map. I don't normally, I just go. I don't really normally think of the spots. Where's Morro Bay? There's Morro Bay. Santa Maria Rivermouth, dude. But it's called it's not Guadalupe, it's the little town. Is it just Santa Maria Rivermouth, dude? The Santa Maria Rivermouth pumps, dude. Even if you go to Google Earth right now, dude, like, or what program I'm on, there's like, you can look at the satellite of whenever it was of the Santa Maria Rivermouth, and you can see like a full A-frame with a left peeler, dude, like a full super sandbars all over the place, dude. There's another spooky beach for you, dude. But I'll tell you, the Guadalupe Dunes is gnarly. And you know where else I surfed once that was when you used to be able to get in there was Point Sal. I surfed Point Sal once, and it was so sketchy and weird. Why does this map program not work? It's really bothering me. I've been having trouble with it all day, dude. What the heck? Point Sal's another one. But anyway, enough with the surf talk. I was watching my buddy's little surf. It did get me fired up, dude. It's almost that time of year, man. What's going on? Resto man, dude. Don't forget, like, subscribe, join, become a member, dude. Standard operating procedure. There's links down below. Get yourself some t-shirts. I did put up those avoid the bunny hole rabbit t-shirts today, dude. Limited colorways, but they're up there. And I want to find a homestead in NorCal. No shortage of them, dude. No shortage of homesteads in NorCal. It's pretty off the grid up there, though. I looked at this crazy place. I don't even remember. It was like so rad and had a pond, but you're out there, man. You're out there, dude. I would just highly suggest you go take a look around before you pull the trigger, dude. NorCal gets pretty weird. People get pretty weird up there, dude. A lot of good people, a lot of real weirdos, dude, up there. I do know that about my state. NorCal is definitely got some questionable characters hiding out up in those hills. People that don't want to be found and definitely don't want someone new moving in down the street because you're a fed. You're a fed, bro. You, the new guy who just moved up to the homestead in NorCal, you're a fed, dude. 20 years later, you're not a fed, dude, because you've already been rousted by the feds a couple of times, dude. I was so Al and I were out in the checking out this hill, and it burned the other day. It's not a place you would normally be, and we stumbled upon the remnants of an old grow. It was pretty interesting, dude. There was actually like 50 feet of rad, like 1-inch PVC pipe that didn't get burned up in the fire, but you could see all their stuff had gotten burned up this year. Bummer for them, but yeah, it was a super good, nice south facing slope, oak, broken up oak woodland, dude. Perfect place for a grow, dude. They had, but all their pipes were melted to the ground, and their cistern was all there, dude. It's you know what's going on up in the hills, dude. It's going on up in the hills, dude. If I blame the Dolphins, what would make me feel better? Yeah, dude. Stop blaming the Dolphins, dude. The Dolphins didn't do it, dude. The Dolphins didn't do it, man. No, they didn't, dude. Those freaking Dolphins. Remember when everyone was making a big deal like 15 years ago or maybe more about the Dolphins in Japan? Did they stop doing that? Or did people just stop making a big deal about it, dude? Whatever happened to that, dude? The brutal harvesting of the dolphins in that weird cove in Japan. Remember there was like documentaries about it and international tension, and the Japanese were like, dude, we don't care. We're going to eat those dolphins. I always thought that was kind of harsh, but people eat a lot of stuff. I did not know. I stumbled onto this thing about the people stealing all the songbirds to eat them in Europe, dude. I had no idea, dude, that they were eating all the songbirds. Big problem, dude. The songbirds getting chowed. And I was like, whoa, dude. Apparently it's some sort of big sort of mafia type of thing, dude. Poor songbirds, dude. Songbirds are safe on my property, dude. We ain't eating the songbirds. Not yet, anyway. Just learned there was a surfer in SoCal who sued for being bullied from being able to surf the spot, and you won the lawsuit. Yeah. That's unfortunate. You should be able to bully people in the surf, dude. It's just part of the game, dude. If you don't know how to behave, you got to go, man. You got to go. I come from that. I come from that space, dude. Surfers are an unsavory lot of human beings, dude. No lawsuit's going to change that. I'll tell you that much. No lawsuit's going to change that, dude. It's public, dude. Yeah. So's the highway, bro. So what? What does that have to do with anything, man? Slow traffic to the right, dude. I like how people all of a sudden think that these things apply when the general attitude of the entire country and government world, it doesn't apply, dude. That's by the way, that may apply in North America. It definitely does not apply anywhere else on the planet, dude. And just so you know, like you can get away with the public. It's the ocean, bro. You can get away with that in North America nowadays because North America's gotten pretty soft. I highly suggest you don't take that approach surfing other parts of the world, bro. Because people are sort of uptight. To say the least, bro. Just checked on the dolphins. Japan is doing that, but it's on the decline. Dolphin meat has high levels of mercury. The young aren't into it. See, they're getting smart, dude. Generational gardens. Yeah, it's regulated, yo. Yeah, it's public. It is, but I'll tell you what is when the I don't know. This goes back to Cactus. You're down under. You guys actually have like cops on the beach that patrol the lineup now. I saw that thing where there's no right of way at Snapper and stuff, dude. It's a free for all. Share the waves, dude. Plenty of room for all, dude. I was tripped out by that. Snaking someone at Snapper Rock is now 100% legit, dude. I think that's epic. Good for that. I've gotten over that stuff a long time ago, dude. As I always say, I guess we're sort of having a lingo specialized thing. Is I remember seeing spray painted on a fence up at Big Doom, too many locals only, dude. Too many locals only. And what I will tell you is, yeah, everybody's a local and there's too many of them. Waves aren't a commodity, dude. That's again another scam that's been foisted upon the those that rather believe that. They're just waves. They're just out there, dude. You just go. It's not that the waves isn't the commodity. You have to understand surfers are like sharks, dude. Like we just are looking to take advantage. I was trying to explain that to someone. Like it's all fun and games, but it's not. You show any weakness, I'm snaking you, dude. I don't care. And the same will happen to me too, dude. So there's always someone gnarlier, dude. What is the best coast large scale to surf in the world, dude? It all depends, dude. It all depends on what you're looking for, man. It all depends on what you're looking for, man. I would say pound for pound, you're probably you're probably pretty good in some island chained off the island of Java, dude. There's a bunch of islands have a lot of waves, but those have their thing going on too, dude. How you gonna pull it out there? Oh, you got to work for the man. I would say, in my assessment, if you were to live again, is North America, right? If you were to live between, again, East Coast versus West Coast. Oof, that's crazy. What's crazy, PMI? What's crazy? Gulf Coast, yeah. No, I would say if in North America, pound for pound, the best stretch of coast is between Moss Landing and the Golden Gate Bridge, dude. It has everything. It's every swell, every direction. It's got it all, man. That's pretty good, dude. I don't know. I don't know about like the whole Mexico thing, man. Seems like that's another thing where the locals have come online. I mean, 20 years ago, you would have said for sure that whole Mexico scene was the spot. But now I don't know if you want to bump into a territorial local down in Oaxaca anymore, dude. I think they've had enough. Nathan Florence, a Red Bull rider now. I don't know. He's got his own thing going. I like Nathan's whole trip, though. I don't know if he's a cool guy, though. I wonder, dude. I'd like to meet him in person just to find out. I don't know, dude. I really, it's that thing. I will tell you at the end of the day, those islands are so wrong. I will tell you at the end of the day, half the battle with surfing is lining up the weather, the wind, the tide, and getting yourself there. I don't even think it matters if you live there. Like, I think from my assessment, like my surfing I've gotten way better, like access wise, now that I don't live anywhere near the ocean. Because now I actually have to study it and pull the trigger and so it's like when I leave the house to go surfing, I'm scoring. It's not like when I live by the ocean, I used to get super lazy by it, dude. Like this, like I don't like the wind. The tide's wrong. I got stuff to do, whatever. So I think I don't think it's about living by the ocean anymore. I think at this stage of the game with the ability to track weather, and it's about the ability to track weather. You could literally be sitting right here and all right, let's see. Let me go to the guide, right? You could go right now and look, and let's see. Where's my spots on the like, so you pull up the satellite photo. Where's the freaking thing, dude? Where's the thing, dude? Forecast. Where's charts? And you can figure it out, dude. Like at this point, you could literally live in the middle of anywhere, dude. And if you got the time, you can get there, man. And you can get there. So right now, if I'm watching this thing, looks like a pretty good time to be what's that? South Island of New Zealand, maybe. Seems like they're getting a bunch of red. Dude, my upload slow. Seems like you could be scoring down in Chile right now. There's something swirling off the coast of Baja, when was that? October 12th, 13th. Yeah. So, I mean, with this thing, with this globe, this chart, you can pretty much go plot whatever you want, dude, and get there. I don't think you need to live by the ocean anymore. I think that's an old way of thinking, dude. The best way is yeah, my uncle lives in house size. Yeah, Ocean Beach, dude. It's almost Ocean Beach time, dude. Let's see, dude. What do we got, dude? It is almost Ocean Beach. I mean, there you go, dude. You pull an Ocean Beach, dude. It ain't about locals. It ain't about nothing, dude. It's all about, can you make it past the first and the second sandbar without getting annihilated, dude? That's my thing is with the surfing. When it counts, it doesn't matter, dude. There are no crowds. It's just straight gnarliness, dude. If you can get past, and that applies pretty much anywhere, dude. You know, I don't know, why are we talking about surfing, dude? Where is the let's see what's going on up in Ocean Beach, dude. It doesn't look like anything. Oh, uh-oh. I see something, dude. The 17th, man. It's got the wind. Let's see, where's the wind? It's all about the wind mixing with the swell. Let's see, dude, what kind of swell you got, dude? Sketchy wind, dude. 2 times overhead, northeast. We like, dude. That could change a lot. What's today's date? The 5th. That's 2 weeks, dude. Yeah, weather's unpredictable, dude. They got it pretty dialed in nowadays, dude. That's what's interesting when you watch the weather. I will tell you the weather for the civilians is radically different than the weather you get as a person who's interested in the weather. Like if you're interested in the weather, for whether you're a fisherman or a sailor or a surfer or someone whose activity is weather related, a mountain climber, an alpinist, whatever it is, the weather report that you access is night and day different than the weather they make for the civilians. It's super accurate, dude, with pretty good models. You know what I mean? Like the weather they give you on the local news and the national news is super sus, man. Super sus, dude. And they make it out like that, like the weather people don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, dude. The weather's pretty like predictable, dude. It's not a mystery anymore, dude. It might be a machine being manipulated, dude. It easily could be a machine that's being manipulated. The more it pumps, the less crowd, the more quality surfing. Yeah. Well, it's that thing too. Just for those who aren't surfers, just bear patience. We don't really talk about surfing on this channel much, dude, because it's an asinine subject matter. But my piece of advice, if you are a surfer and you're doing a seasonal switch or whatever it is, like we're coming into fall, which means that the weather patterns start to change. You got to give the first swell to to everybody. Just let them have it, dude. Especially if there haven't been waves for a while, just don't even bother. Just let them have the first 3 days. You want to swell, you want to get day 4, 5 and on. The crowds thin out. Everybody's got to go back to work or do whatever they got to do. It's pretty much the real surfers. The day trippers are gone, or they're worn out, or their gear is broken, dude. So if there hasn't been surfing in a while, like more than 3 weeks, just give the first 3 days to everybody. Just take it. Here, go. You guys go surf and get all crazy and day 4. just walk down there and paddle out. No hassle castle, man. Dude, nobody knows weather better than surfers. My uncle's an old surfer. Anytime I'm snowboarding or snowshoeing with him, he got the NORAD command center key up on his. Yeah, dude, the weather's yeah, you can dial directly into the thing. But when we were young, we used to sit with the weather radio. No screens, no nothing, and listen to the weather radio. Get stoned down at the beach, dude. Sitting at the beach, listening to our little yellow weather radio box, dude. But listen, and the buoys, dude. The thing is that the buoys will tell you everything, dude. The buoys have more information, and the buoys, if you get dialed into the buoy map and all the buoy information, dude, which is what all the surf things are from. You do know that, like, I mean, anyone who surfs does, but all the surf lines and stuff, they're just giving you the filtered version of the data that you can get right off of all the buoys and stuff. Anyhow, you can beat them to the punch, dude. Birds have the info too, man, but the birds aren't real, dude. Everybody knows the birds aren't real, man. Yeah, they're not real. We went mountain biking today, dude. Al and I, it was super rad. I've been taking them up to these downhills, these single track downhills, and getting them tuned in. It's pretty interesting. Like at the thing, he digs it, dude. We can get going, but he's learning his thing, dude. He's learning how to actually like down. He's going to be better at that pretty soon than I am, dude. But it's cool, dude. He's getting up on the he's getting it dialed, dude. So we go up to this trail up here. There's 2 different ways you can go, and we have his mom drop us off at the top, and we do a couple laps. We do laps, and it's super rad. Is cloud seeding having any effects on your crops? Cloud seeding. Do they cloud seed anymore? I think that's more of an inland thing. I don't think they really do that here. I mean, water's always important. But then again, did I turn the water off? To me, it's really at this stage of the game. The thing I would say, the thing that has the most effect on gardening is invasive species, i.e. bugs or rodents, dude. That seems to be the bigger effect on me. I don't get into all that stuff anymore. The aluminum and the barium, dude. I remember Dane Wigington. So I had a moment where like my wife was like super like right there with Dane Wigington's like associate, dude. And I was trying to do this. Dane, if you didn't know, Dane Wigington was the whole dude who was like really like super amped up on the upper atmosphere aerosol injection and the aluminum and the bromine and poisoning the forest and the whole thing. And he was I mean, this was like 10 years ago when I was trying to get him onto the thing. But I remember like 10 years ago, he was like, it's now. So again, it's another alarmist thing. Like, yeah, are they doing it? Sure. Is it the dire situation that they've made it out to be? I don't think so. I think that we as individuals have the electromagnetic ability to alter that in our localized energy field, dude. So yeah, Dane Wigington, is he even still doing, what was Dane Wigington's thing called? Dane Wigington, dude. I mean, I'm all about Dane. Dane Wigington, dude. Yeah, but what was his thing, dude? His movie was What Are They Spraying, dude? But he has his whole Dane Wigington, Geoengineering Watch. That's his thing. Geoengineering Watch, dude. I mean, look, dude, I've always asserted that he's still going. I just went, look. I used to be a big Dane Wigington guy, and then at a certain point, like I told you, like I had this moment where I was like sitting up on Rainbow Mountain, and they were busy with the planes, and there was just crisscross patterns, and the sky was filling up, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, well, the clouds are gonna remember that movie, The Fog, John Carpenter movie, The Fog. I was like, the clouds are gonna kill me, dude. I was like, if the clouds are gonna kill me, dude, I can't beat that one, dude. I can do all this. I can remove the microwave from the house. I can stick my feet in the dirt. I can eat healthy food. I can be sober. I can pray, meditate. But if the clouds are gonna kill me, dude, I can't. And that was sort of when I had the epiphany of all right, dude, like, and 10 years later, I can tell you the clouds didn't kill me. Are they doing a bunch of damage? I don't know anymore. As a person I always thought it was interesting how they did the climate change hustle. Like I believe is the wrong word. I don't really like the word believe. I made that clear. I absolutely, to the best of my understanding, know that they are manipulating the weather. So they are altering the climate. There is a climate crisis. It is caused by the government. It is not caused by the citizens. And I always thought that was a clever thing they did. And I've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel is the thing they're trying to get the people like us to do is to battle against climate change. There absolutely is a climate change going on, but it's being done by the very people. You get what I'm saying? Like they are doing it. They're doing it. It's not us. It's them. It's the Pentagon, dude. It's the wars. It's the depleted uranium. You know that the largest polluter on the planet is the Pentagon, right? Like, so I've always thought that it was a very interesting thing is on one level, we're fighting the lefty weirdos who are like, there's climate change, and we need to do this. And we're fighting them going, they're injecting the atmosphere with bromium and aluminum, and they're like, we're both on the same, we're on the same page. They're altering the weather to harm humanity, dude. They've been doing it our whole lives. Like, it's just ironic that somehow the climate denial thing got turned into some sort of right-wing Trumpian thing, and speaking out against the changing weather became like a lefty weird woke thing, when it's like, no, dude, like they're definitely modifying the weather, like for sure, dude. And no doubt about it, man. What are they doing with it? I don't know, dude. It's like a thing, dude. I don't think they have that. I don't think their game is that tight. I think that in the dream pattern of the look, as a surfer, I can tell you in my lifetime, the waves on the East Coast have gotten better than the waves on the West Coast. The waves have gotten worse on the West Coast. The waves have gotten better on the East Coast. That might be just a changing perception and this could be a Mandela effect too, dude. I don't know. When I grew up, the Atlantic Ocean wasn't the big draw. Now it is, but you had all those dudes who were surfing in the Azores and the Canary Islands and Africa and stuff, they knew. So maybe it was all just a marketing hustle. I don't really know. All I know is I can watch the West Coast weather and just be like, it doesn't rain like it used to. That's for sure, but it could be cyclical too. It's hard for me to say that and then like no watch like I'm in a fly pattern for the Naval Air Station out here in China Lakes Naval Air Station. They fly up and they do their speed run through the North Fork of the Kern Canyon and back over the mountains. Like, so I all day long, dude, there's F-18s and all sorts of stuff just flying full speed. Wrong. And so it's a push, I guess. Icebergs have been shrinking for a while. That whole iceberg hustle's that's a hustle too, dude. There's the exact pick your data. Listen, I'm telling you, you were here if you were watching these videos in 2012. In 2012, I was invited to go to a movie. And it was the documentary about the dude who bolted the cameras on to take time-lapse photos of the glaciers for like 10 years. Dude, he went to all these gnarly places, super extreme, and figured out how to mount these cameras up to record the glaciers, right? And I went to this movie, and at the time, I was super environmental guy, but I was pretty much at this point where I'm like, nah, this is all bullshit. Something's wrong here. And my buddy, she's a super gnarly environmental lobbyist, dude. She's uber gnarly. And she's like, just come with me to this documentary, dude. We'll go with the whole family and the whole thing. And so I was like, all right, dude. And I went and watched the documentary, right? So I'm watching this crazy documentary, and the glaciers are melting, and the guy's got video evidence for like 20 years of all this stuff. And I'm like, I watch it, and I'm like, all right, dude, let's go, dude, let's go. Let's go home and grab our lead distribution units, and let's go. There it is. They're trying to kill our grandkids, man. They're trying to kill the planet. Let's go. So I'm sitting in there like, and I'm with all the hip. This is 2000, just before it's woke, right? And I listened to the Q&A. They had a Q&A with the director, and the whole thing was in some huge auditorium. And my friend who I was with, she was like a bigwig in this whole thing. And they have a big Q&A, and they're like, so someone, like, what do we do about this? And the gal's like, well, we need to make sure we vote. We need to vote and all this stuff. And I remember sitting there and being like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just showed video evidence that they're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us. They're melting the glaciers, damn it. And you're going to tell me to go vote and get young people into office? I go, that ain't going to work. If what you're showing me is real, we all need to get up from this movie theater, go home, get our lead distribution units, and go downtown to where the buildings are that say ARCO and BP and whatever. And I remember I got in the car. With my friend. She's gnarly, dude. And I was like, I don't understand. She's like, what do you mean? I go, okay, your movie convinced me. She's like, really? And I go, so why aren't we all going to do something about it? And she's like, what do you mean? I go, you're the one who got me to come to this film. Like, we're like, have that kind of relationship where I'm like, you're the one who got me to come to the stupid film. It convinced me. Why are we going to sit back and do nothing about it? She's like, well, like, And that's where I bumped. That's what separated me as that's where I called bullshit on the environmental movement. If you must know, is I went through the process. Like I firmly believe sitting here right now, they're killing the planet. Like in no uncertain terms, they're killing our life support system on spaceship Earth, like just dumping poison into it and killing it. But I already came to the thing of is nobody's going to do anything about it. You literally like nobody is going to do anything about it at all. And you're bumping into a dude who on a certain level believes in do no harm. And I think there's a pretty solid case to be made that they're doing harm, that they're actually threatening our children's futures, and that we have an obligation as humanity to do the gnarliest thing in no uncertain terms, dude. But what I bumped into is people are soft and weak and pathetic and pussies, and ain't no one going to do anything about it. So why am I going to go stick my head on the block? It's why I came and I try to grow my own food and lower my footprint and try not to trip too hard about all the dead sequoias and trees and all this kind of stuff. And the whole thing, man, I think as a dude who's fully out, but then again, the mountains don't care. I think that was where, like, combine that with that conversation I had with the trees in my 20s, where they were like not in my name. I was like, okay. And I've had to change my my operation as a human being. Like I still hold that craziness within me. Like, even though I've made peace with it, like I really do on a certain level, like see it. But I also know that's why they polarized everything, because at the end of the day, violence can't solve any of these problems. Violence only makes more pollution, dude. Nothing would make more pollution and get our planet closer to destruction than burning everything down and smashing the buildings and hanging executives from the overpasses. Like that ain't going to solve it either, dude. In fact, that was arguably at this state of the game going to put everybody in jeopardy, because you need idiots to go keep the power plants on, or they'll have some sort of meltdown. You need idiots to show up to keep the vinyl chloride factories moving along, even if you're going to shut them down. And you can't just stop using all this stuff, dude. It would be catastrophic. So I think on that sort of a huge, weird human level, dude, like it's we're damned if we do and damned if we don't type of thing. So I firmly have gone inside with the whole thing and have been like, yeah, I ain't tripping on the weather anymore, dude. I just know the more I know that my vegetables in my garden grow depending upon my perception of how they are growing, and how my perception of how I exist in this life is at any given moment. I can walk out into the garden and everything will die based upon my perception. And I can walk, like tonight I walked out in the garden, everything was just like frigging and on, and things were happening and things were blooming and fruits and vegetables everywhere, dude. Because I was in that state of existence, right? So I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say is like my advice to anyone right now, I'd say to anyone, that there is nothing going on here that justifies offensive violence on any level, dude. And I think at this point is anger at the system is almost violence on a certain way. Like that's what I mean. Like when I sat there with the clouds and the clouds were attacking me, the violence I was perpetrating upon myself. I firmly believe that we are violent to ourselves by fearing doom and gloom and this and that. But I also think we're violent on ourselves by pretending none of this is going on too. I think it's a very paradoxical existence we live in, dude. I think like I think the most violent thing you can do is be in denial that there's a genocide going on the planet. But I also think that like the most dangerous thing you could do is think that some sort of violent action is going to stop that genocide, dude. Just to join the madness, dude. Or like, I think you got to find this weird balance of I take moments where I stand out in my garden and I send the energy to the people without the food on the other side of the planet right now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's complex. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't really know what's going on, man. Like I said, the other day I thought I killed my fig tree, dude. Turned out it was just a vole ate the roots. Caddyshacked me, dude. So I don't know what's really going on anymore. I know they are poisoning the planet. Like, there's no denying that. I don't know how anyone can deny it. I think the policies of our government and our citizens are asininely destructive for ourselves. I think fracking is like one of the dumbest things human beings can do. I think drilling into the ground for oil is freaking retarded, dude. I think that most of these things we're doing are complete. Oh, they didn't like that, dude. They didn't like that, dude, did they? So I don't know. I don't like, I listen to people that are all for it, dude. Just like, yeah, dude, fucking open up the roadless areas and let them chop down the trees and drill things out of the ground so that why? Like, yeah, we should build houses and I'm all for using resources, but like, do we need to like use resources like morons at this point? And again, it goes no further than that thing with the skate park, why we were trying to stop them from just throwing the skate park in the dumpster. It wasn't about anything else except that is like pressure treated wood. You're going to throw pressure treated wood in the dumpster? Like, we already cut down the forest, put it into the pressure treated poisoning thing. And the least we can do as stewards of our planet is keep reusing that pressure treated 2x8 for as long as we can, dude. Like, I do believe that's I don't know if we can stop all sorts of stuff, but I think we have an obligation to make sure we use stuff in a responsible manner. Like, but that's archaic thinking too. Like, that's just for me and my own hippiness, dude, of like, I don't know. The whole thing's so stupid, dude. I can't really wrap my head around it. Ask me why we don't have cars that get 500 miles to the gallon. I don't know, dude. People are stupid. Like, you're talking, like, I mean, if you're young, if you're younger than like 35, you don't know that the car I started driving when I was 16, my Datsun pickup truck was hugely more gas efficient than the cars we drive now. Like, the cars we had like 30 years ago were better gas consumption wise than the cars we have now. They've made the cars less gas efficient, dude. It's insane. Like, it's insane to watch it, dude. You wonder why like a dude like me is just like crazy. I'm just like, I have watched cars over my life. If I don't personally, I think internal combustion engines are like the stupidest thing ever between you and me. Like, I think it's like 1800s technology. Like internal combustion engines. I was explaining internal combustion engines to Owl, dude. And he's like, because we were talking about like, how does it work? And I go, yeah, dude, like, it's like fire and causes the cylinder. And He's like, you mean that? I go, like little mini explosions, dude. We're driving around, dude. Little mini, like, he's like, that's crazy. I go, I know. Don't you like leave it to a 10-year-old to be like that? What do you mean, dude? Like, what? I go, yeah, that's where we're at, dude. Because we were studying something about the Industrial Revolution, because we studied that 1800s period, and we were talking about trains, dude. And he's like, aren't trains like kind of like cars? And I go, yeah. And he's like, and we started like talking about the engines and the Industrial Revolution. And I was like, and he's like, I could just see his 10-year-old head being like, what do you mean, dude? I go, yeah, I know. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy, dude. It's like transmission lines. 1800s technology, dude. Everything we got, 1800s technology. Except we got iPhones, dude. More computer processing than they had when they went to the moon. Yeah. Strip mining's stupid, dude. All of it, mining in itself is stupid, dude. It doesn't make any sense in 2025. It to listen to the idiots in charge of this country be like, our bright idea is we need to like make sure we destroy as much of our intact ecosystem as possible to extract petroleum products from under the surface of the earth so that we can do what? Blow up other people, like sit in traffic? Like, what are we doing here, man? It's the like, and by the way, as a dude who went to college for chemistry and especially like the study of plastics and stuff, like, it's a real inefficient use of our petroleum products the way we're using them, by the way. Like, I get it. Everything's made of petroleum products. I understand. I'm quite aware that it's not just the gas in the tank, dude. It's almost all my circle maker made of petroleum products, dude. All the coatings on the wire, my whiteboard, all this. I get it, dude. I'm just saying, when this whiteboard pen, see, this is the stuff that should be a crime against humanity right now. I mean, I got it. Like, blowing up women and children over in the desert in Gaza is a crime against humanity too. But the fact that this Sharpie, this whiteboard pen, right, when it's done, is going to end up in a landfill as garbage. That is a crime against technology. It is a crime against humanity. It's a crime against our resources. It's a crime against the environment. This plastic pen that was extracted from underneath the earth in the form of petroleum products and then put through chemical processes and spewed out into some sort of factory somewhere, probably over in China, where they don't have any scrubbers on their factories, and we're breathing all that dirty air anyhow, and whatever. And this is going to end up here, and it's going to last for a little while, and then this is going to go in the garbage, dude. That's insane, dude. Like that, looking at this, the amount of technology that took and brain power it took to make this and mass produce this, and the fact that the molecules that are contained in this plastic thing are just viewed as garbage, to me is insane. When you factor in how much water was wasted, how much perfectly good water was wasted in the process of making this piece of garbage, dude, so that I can make some erasable marks on my whiteboard. I struggle with it, dude. And I think that as a sober dude, I can't trip on it. Like, I can talk about it. Like, I don't have any attachment to it anymore like that. Because if I do attach to what this crime right here against 8 billion people on the planet, this is a crime, by the way. This Expo whiteboard pen, if you truly understand the abusive nature of this thing right here, that this that this is the worst form of abuse against children 3 generations down the pipeline from here. I know it's abstract. This right here is as detrimental to the future children's children as anything going on right now, is the fact that this is just going to go in a landfill. This thing probably came over in a shipping container from overseas. And if you understand how dirty bunker fuel is and what goes on with international shipping and the amount of pollution, like as I'm a real environmentalist, by the way, I'm not a wokey. I understand like a deeper level of this. And I also understand that at this point that we're sort of damned if we do and damned if we don't. Because if we were to stop this supply chain of making this piece of garbage right here, it would lead to war and conflict and the whole thing. So like like I said, as when I was going to college in the 90s, I'm going to give this on my final thing right here. Under the tutelage of Dr. Faust, we studied plastics. And the basic premise coming out of the 90s with all the technology from the 70s and 80s and 60s and stuff was that each human being only needed a certain amount of plastic molecules created for them in a lifetime. Each human being needed X number of plastic molecules for all the stuff they're going to need. Like this pen, if it is properly molecular, if you use the proper plastic molecules, this pen in theory goes into a chipper in your house, and then it goes down to your reconstitutor in your, which is what the digital, I've talked about this before, like the printers, the 3D printers, the 3D printers were supposed to be with your chipper. So when you didn't need a coffee cup or this thing or whatever it was that you didn't need anymore, you put it into the chipper to make new plastic molecules to feed into the 3D printer. You were supposed to have like your allotment of plastic molecules that were forever reusable. Add heat. All you would have to do is add heat energy to it, and you could reconstitute them into anything you needed again. You could make wood, and again, you can make plastic molecules that aren't going to stay in the supply chain organic. You do know that they can make plastics that are biodegradable, that are made from organic, non-petroleum based products, dude, right? I don't know. I don't know if people understand this, that we in the 90s had the technology to make it so we aren't polluting our planet by using plastics. And what they did is they convinced everybody to hate on plastics and do this stupid recycling thing. Recycling to me was the biggest con job on the American psyche ever, because recycling made your plastic molecule leave your house without you taking any responsibility for it. If you understood what it was, all you had to do was clean up, like put this plastic molecule in your shredder, and you could get reconstituted into all sorts of stuff, dude. But instead, we recycle it and ship it overseas and burn it in incinerators and do all this stupid shit. Like, do you know that, like, it makes me so crazy, dude, when I think about it, man. That's why I don't really like to think about it, dude. It is knowing that there is an advanced way to do this, dude, and we're not going to do it. I look at it sort of in like a weird, sober way. Is like it's like getting someone sober and them sober and their life's better, and them being like, "Nah, I'm gonna go out and shoot heroin, dude." But why? Just am. Like that's our like I went to, that's why like a dude like me is nuts, dude. I went and studied all this stuff in college, dude. Like we had the answers, dude. We had the resource answers. We had the ability to stop destroying the planet. And I don't, maybe we can stop. I don't know, dude. But anyone who thinks we're not destroying the planet's an idiot, dude, from my perspective. And I think the reason that they have all the left wokesters with all their stupid purple hair and they're gluing their hands to the blacktop and stopping traffic and stuff is to make regular people think that the environmentalists are idiots, dude. Those aren't environmentalists, by the way, dude. The people standing at doing that weird shit, they're not environmentalists, dude. Most of us have retreated to the hills and are just trying to take care of our own little square of earth and make the wildlife come back and do that kind of thing, dude. I trip out on it, dude. It's so gnarly. It's so gnarly. It's so gnarly at this stage of the game to have seen it, like to have seen the technology like laid out before you, dude. I don't know how else to describe it, man. Like I've never really come back from that, dude. On the thing, like I said, I see the world in a totally different way. Like I don't think people understood why we were propagating like when you get into the diamonds stuff and the propagation of diamonds, which is super hardened carbon chains, dude. And the fact that like the diamond market is fake and that we as humanity know how to propagate like diamonds and that like we could make a lot of these friction based components that we use every day out of diamond parts and use like carbon lubricants and it like waste, like there should be no garbage. There should be no such thing as a landfill. Ultimately, like a landfill to me is the failure of humanity, man. Like garbage, like there should be no such thing as garbage. There is no such thing as garbage. Garbage is another concept foisted upon the consumer-based Western society that is arcane. Like there is no garbage. That is a false premise. Yes, nowadays, yeah, you throw in a bunch of hypodermic needles and rotten food and poopy diapers and stuff. Yeah, your resources are made into garbage. Like you do realize that like even the whole diaper thing's crazy to me, dude. Like get into all this, dude. I don't know, dude. Oh yeah, everything's got plastic in it, dude. There's ink right here, dude. All of it. It goes much deeper, dude. Plant trees, collect the seeds from your local area and sprout them and go plant them. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what you can do. Like I that's where like when I circle back on this whole thing is having gone the whole journey and watched the failing of technology and the corporations and the whole thing and realize it's a designed to fail system. That the buck stops with us as individuals, dude. We have the power, dude. We have the power. We really do. And every step of the way they try to tell us we do. And I'm telling you, the power is understanding that the clouds can't kill you unless you allow them to kill you, dude. The food can't kill you unless you choose to let it kill you, dude. You don't need to get loaded on drugs and alcohol. You don't need to eat poison food. You don't need to be part of the poison system. Yes, do we need to operate within it? Yeah, because if it fails, we all lose, dude. That's the irony. They have us locked. I was listening to this dude and he was talking about it this way is there was this Chinese form, an ancient Chinese form of warfare where the generals would retreat to a big river. Right? They would retreat to a big river and they would retreat their army to the big river. and why they would do that deliberately. And the whole point was they wouldn't retreat them to a way out. They would retreat them to a place where they couldn't get out, and they would get their army backed up against the river. And they knew that their army would have no choice but to fight forward, and odds are they would win. And I really do think that that's half the reason the system has backed us into this thing, is like, we can't live with it and we can't live without it. And we're backed against the river of this whole thing. And we have to persevere, dude. And that's where my message is a positive one, is as much as that may sound like a doomsday rant I just went on, is we do have the power. We all have the power to make this a better planet. And I think the first thing is to acknowledge the Sixers. We are backed against the river. Our system has backed us up against to a river. We have no way forward except to like hang on to the system. Like, we can't let the system collapse into feudal warlords or whatever it is. Like, and the irony of it is the only thing protecting the natural world at this point is the federal government, which is allowing the polluters to pollute. Like, it's ironic how that works, dude. But it's a tricky situation. So with that said, is I had a great conversation with the federal government worker up in the forest the other day, and he was saying basically what I'm saying is without but most people don't understand this basic premise that the only way forward, bent over the barrel that's racing towards Niagara Falls. I don't know if I think that that's what they've convinced us. I'm standing on the barrel with a hang glider, dude, heading for Niagara Falls. You can be bent over the barrel heading to Niagara Falls. I'm building a hang glider and I'm standing on the barrel. That's one way to do it, right? Like, again, it's perception. I think that most of the concepts we use we're hurting ourselves. That's what I was trying to say, is the violence that we perpetrate is looking at the clouds going, they're trying to kill, the government's going to kill me. It's no, dude. Stand. All right. If the analogy is the system is got us bent over a barrel heading for Niagara Falls, stand on the barrel and build a hang glider, dude. There's my advice, right? And I choose not to view it as a pessimistically, because I've seen the technology. I know that human beings left to our own devices can solve the problem. But unfortunately, we've given our authority over to these institutions of lameness, dude, and they are convincing us to kill ourselves, dude. And it's a weird gambit, dude. I don't quite know what to make of it on many levels, dude. But there's my hands from digging in the garden tonight. I planted some stuff tonight, dude. You know what I did today, dude? That like, I took all my house plants and I gave them the super soak for the fall and repotted them and gave them some soil and loved on my house plants today, dude, which got me super fired up, dude. Made me feel really good today. Like, loving on the house plants. And then I went and did some work in the garden and I don't know, dude, like there's part of me that really does. I see it in my son. I see it in my son. Like, I don't know if like when I was young, when I was in my 20s, dude, I saw the war against the world, dude. Like, and it's a war against water. It really is a war against water. And I think for a long time I was overwhelmed by it all, because it was just me and against the world and the whole thing and trying to figure out how to solve it. And I will tell you, dude, is raising my son not ignorant to it, but not in it, has given me a lens of hopefulness, dude. That yes, Birdie Bird.
I think it's too late to drum now.
You can drum. I'm going to end right now. Of course, drum, dude. Hey, throw down a beat for the crowd on the way out. Come on. You see, man, that's it can't fail if that's the energy, dude. Stand by your plant, dude. Let's see what he's got, dude. There you go. Yeah, it's just him doing his thing, man. I'm just stoked he's fired up, man. He's killing it on the mountain bike today too, dude. We had a good day at church, dude. It's funny, all the church ladies bring Al rocks and minerals and stuff. They know he loves geology, so they all bring him like rocks they find. It's pretty epic, dude. He get like, he's crossed some sort of barrier when the real church ladies bring him like bringing rocks and minerals for him and stuff. Look what I found for you, dude. It's pretty rad. Well, there you have it. Good night. Links down below, and get some t-shirts, dude. We got some of these, building the reality, and with that said, use the name tags, be kind to one another. Links down below, dude. God bless. Good night, Carooster.